Oh, I'm a student.
You always got to be with two
Call this meeting of the South Redford School Board together in the James Jacobs Building on Monday, August 12th. I can remember it today because it's my son's birthday. We'll all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll wear at 6:40.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Tolliver is going to be our acting secretary tonight. Mr. Baker is out. Will she please call?
Yes, Madam President. Risha Early, present. Cheryl Fletcher, present. Roy Phillips, present. Cole Candace, present. Shirley Tower. Are you present? Yes, I'm present. Oh, Tom Dowdy, absent, and G. Baker.
Okay, next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. Are there any changes or additions to the agenda? Okay, the agenda will stand as written. Next item on the agenda is recognition of people in programs. Mr. Galvis?
Nothing at this point.
Okay, and you were going to turn it over to Mr. Bartlett?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Okay, next item on our agenda then is Board Superintendent Communications. Are there any communications for the superintendent?
Madam President, I will be attending the Summer Institute I'll be leaving Thursday.
Oh, very good. Next item on our agenda is comments from the audience. Do we get any comments, Carter?
I have not.
Next item on our agenda is the Plus Delta Plan for Improvement.
Okay, so on the meeting of June 24th, 2019, there were no deltas to report.
Next item on our agenda is the consent agenda. Do we have a board member willing to move the resolution?
Madam President?
Mrs. Flush?
I'd like to move the adoption of the following resolution, please.
Is there support? Okay, we have movement of the resolution by Mrs. Flusher, support by Ms. Kangas. Questions, comments, concerns regarding the consent agenda? There being none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is to accept a letter of resignation from an administrator. Mr. Bowles.
Madam President, I suggest we not accept the letter of resignation.
I'm over that. Is that your recommendation?
That's all I've got. I'm just kidding. It's certainly my pleasure to very regretfully accept the letter of recommendation retirement. I can't even say it. Retirement from Dr. Herman. Dr. Herman has been in this district for 30 plus years, and she has been nothing short of legendary. And I feel maybe the most qualified in this district to say that. I worked with Dr. Herman as a teacher. We taught together. She was at Jefferson, I was at Adams. And I taught Aaron and Todd, her sons. So I was her kids' teachers. We were principals together. I was Principal Fisher. She was a principal at Adams. And she had my students at Adams, my two kids at Adams, as they went through. Dr. Herman was a teacher in my building when I was a principal. Dr. Herman, so when I was a principal, Dr. Herman was a curriculum director. And so I worked with her as a curriculum director principal. And certainly, and most recently, for the last number of years, as a superintendent and curriculum director. And Dr. Harmon first became aware of South Redford at, like most of us, not me, but most people, at a job fair. So she talked to Bill Weber, Dr. Weber, and he convinced her to come to South Redford, and she wasn't exactly sure where it was. She found it, and she figured she'd be here a couple of years, get some experience, and I think her original roots were in Lansing. She figured she'd go back, and obviously she didn't. We later on, Mr. Bob Ravetsky is going to introduce 2 new administrators to our team, and as I've been getting to know them, I've been explaining to them about how South Redford really is a family, and I think this is a good example that you're seeing here, on our way out as you're coming in. But Dr. Harmon decided, that Redford, after getting to know the place for a year, decided that Redford was her root. So she bought a house here and has been here ever since. And she has quietly moved mountains in this district. She's, because of her, the respect that the rest of the community has for her, for the words that come to mind when I think of Dr. Harmon are trustworthy, purposeful, intelligent, an incredible listener, understanding, systems oriented. She got on board when we started talking about systems. She was one of the first people that jumped on board, and I know personally, and the issues that Dr. Harmon was asked to deal with, over the last 15 or 20 years, because of her integrity. And for those people who were involved in the issues, and they weren't, not always pleasant, everyone always, I believe, felt well cared for, even if it was kind of an unpleasant outcome, because everyone truly, from the bottom of the heart, believed that Dr. Harmon is such a fair soul and such a wonderful, loving woman, as well as a great professional. And it certainly has been my pleasure to have done all these things, with you, Dr. Harmon. And we are sorely going to miss you here in the district. You're also going to be missed at Wayne Risa. When you talk to the people that have worked with Dr. Harmon at Wayne Risa, again, they might not use the words legendary, but they use all the words that describe Dr. Harmon that equal legendary. If you were to talk to those who work at both the county level and the state level for the Michigan Elementary and Middle School Principals Association, they would describe the same thing. A remarkable woman who was very quietly done a lot of mountain moving for a lot of people, and she is truly a life changer in a lot of our kids, in a lot of our kids' lives. And so, certainly, Dr. Harmon, I appreciate having worked with you, and appreciate everything you've done for the community of Redford Township and South Redford in particular. So thank you.
I just want to say, too, that the feeling is mutual. This truly did become home for me, and I couldn't leave. So I've absolutely loved everything that I've done. I do welcome those people who are new to the area. I think that, I hope you have the same experience, but this is a welcoming community, and just a great place to work and play, and thank you very much. Thank you, all of you, for being part of things too. I have truly loved, it's really about the people, and I've really loved the people that I've met here and interacted with. And for those of you who are new to, welcome, and it's going to be, I hope you have the same experience. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Aunt Carmen.
When I first moved into Redford, the only people I knew was my grandson and my granddaughter and my son-in-law. And the very first person that I met was Dr. Harmon. Because we voted at the same place. And she was this is even before I even thought about running for school board. And she was just the nicest person. She had such a even toned spirit. And I said, oh, I like her. I'm going to have a good time in this community. And then when I ran for school board, she says, oh my goodness, I remember you. So it was okay. Thank you.
Pleasure. Feeling is mutual.
Madam President, I've had the honor of knowing Chris since she was a teacher at Fisher, and I've watched her develop and grow for, we won't even say how many years, on so many committees and so many levels, and it's definitely been a pleasure, Chris, and you will be missed greatly.
Thank you. Good, thank you very much.
And I'm not going to cry.
Madam President, I haven't known Dr. Harmon as long as you guys, but every time that I come in contact with you, I think of like Tesla, like the person behind, the person, the real true genius of, everything. And it's quiet, and you will never know what you do until you, come in and really look. And I think that is stellar to just come in and not seek like any recognition, or you just do because it needs to be done. And so forth, but you got one coming. That's the same way. So, yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I've also gone through the district. Haven't worked for very long, and coming on the board, that's when like everything behind the scenes started to unfold that you've put in place. But students and parents may not see that. And, it's just like, it's honestly astonishing. And like really words can't really explain the work that you've done, throughout the whole district and throughout the whole community. But this community, like the day you moved here, has benefited, full-heartedly. And, we, like Redford and the education system around Wayne has, been super lucky, to have you. But I'm very happy that you get to now, do what you would like without having, the routine of responsibilities, but now you can have the routine of freedom and fun. Not that responsibilities are bad, but I'm excited for you to go off and do absolutely anything and everything. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and your legacy will definitely be carried on and put in stone here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Chris, I've been on the board like 5 years ago, so I worked with you on many projects. I've enjoyed every minute of it. You will be so sorely missed. And I just want you to know how much.
Thank you.
Both personally and professionally.
I will miss you too. Actually, each and every one of you. It's been a big part of my life. It's huge. Thank you very much. And I wish that same thing for everybody else who's coming on board.
Well, I guess with nothing more to say, I regretfully ask if there's a board member willing to move the resolution.
Madam President,
Mrs. Flusher?
the adoption of the following resolution.
Do we have support? Support. Movement of the resolution by Mrs. Flusher, support by Mrs. Tolliver. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the resolution? There being none, all in favor? Reluctant favor? Say aye. Aye.
Are we really going to do this?
You still got to vote.
Yes.
Make her call for a roll vote.
Oh, no, please don't. I'll start
Nicole, did
crying.
you get it on the vote? Okay, so it's 5-0. We will miss you.
I will miss you too. Actually, I'll probably see you around.
She still lives
That's
right
what I
down
want.
the
Yeah, right on the other side of Thurston High School.
Right.
I walked home for lunch today.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is to consider the appointment of Pierce Middle High School assistant principal. I believe Mr. Robert is taking that one.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. As you know, this is often a celebratory evening, not only because of retirements and wishing Chris well in her retirement, and it's been a pleasure to work alongside of her as well. So I would echo everything that's been shared. But it's also a celebratory evening, pending your approval, of course, to welcome our new hires with open arms. And so with that, would like to read the following. The vacant position for assistant principal at Pierce Middle School was posted both internally and externally. An interview committee reviewed the applications and selected a pool of well-qualified candidates for interviews. The interview committee was comprised of teachers, administrators, clerical, instructional coaches, as well as counselors. Upon completion of the interview process, I'm pleased to recommend Mr. Randolph Hull for the position of assistant principal at Pierce Middle School. Mr. Hull has earned his bachelor's degree in science as well as a master's degree in arts and teaching and also in secondary administration from Wayne State University. He has earned academic coaching certifications in reading, writing, social studies, and science. Mr. Hall has over 10 years of experience in education and most recently held the position of physical education teacher at Renaissance High School. One of our rivals is so. We'll be getting him some Eagles swag here shortly. In addition, his background in education includes several other responsibilities, namely site director and academic facilitator at Blanche Kelso Bruce Alternative Schools for Boys, administration and instructional support attendance officer at Delta Prep High School, dean of students at Edmondson Elementary Middle School, and student advisor career placement at Catherine Ferguson Alternative Academy for Young Girls. Mr. Hull began his teaching career in Highland Park Community School District as a K-12 health and physical education teacher. Mr. Hull is looking forward to working with the South Redford School District and building relationships with our students, staff, community, and parents. And I just want to share firsthand that myself, as well as the rest of the interview panel, really had an opportunity to get to know Mr. Hull quite well. We spent many hours together. As you know, we believe that one of the most important things that we do is making sure that we find the best fits for our district. And time again, Mr. Hull proved that. And so, Madam President, for your consideration is Mr. Hull for Assistant Principal at Pierce Middle School.
Can we have him stand up, please? It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, then do we have a resolution? Do we have a member of the board willing to move the resolution? Madam President, Ms. Tolliver? Is there support? Support. Okay, movement of the resolution by Ms. Tolliver, support by Ms. Angus. Questions, comments, concerns regarding the resolution? There being none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Welcome to the school.
Thank you.
So one of
He's good with
this is certainly evidence thereof. So one of Randolph's key phrases throughout the interview process is building educational engineers, and certainly you're witnessing that with his family here this evening as well. So looking forward to building educational engineers with you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the family.
Okay, then next item on the agenda is to consider the appointment of a Thurston High School assistant principal. Mr. Bob Radetsky.
Thank you, Madam President. After thoughtful consideration of the candidate's qualifications, I'm also pleased this evening to recommend Mr. Moses Price for the position of assistant principal at Thurston High School. to fill the position that was vacated by Desmond Smith, who's here this evening as well, who transitioned to Pierce as the lead principal. Mr. Moses Price earned his undergraduate degree and a Master of Social Work from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. He earned a postmaster's certificate in educational leadership from North Central University and also developed leadership skills through participation in the Michigan Association of Secondary Schools Principals Path to Leadership program. Mr. Price began and has spent his career in education up until this point with Ann Arbor Public Schools at Slauson Middle School, where he advanced to become a lead teacher and most recently co-curricular and athletic director. Mr. Price has also been an active leader in developing a positive behavioral intervention supports, PBIS, as well as a framework for Slauson Middle School when it comes to PBIS, and has coordinated school initiatives as well as other professional developments throughout Slauson Middle School and Ann Arbor Public Schools. He has experience addressing school climate and culture and discipline issues with students, and is skilled in useful restorative practices that we talk a lot about as well. And again, had an opportunity to get to know Mr. Price throughout the rigorous interview process. And as you know, when we had our outside review a handful of years ago, they complimented us on our leadership team. And again, I think it's one of the single most important things that we do here in the district is hiring the right fits to round out our administrative team. So as people go into retirement and change positions, you know, we certainly have an opportunity to continue to build upon our strengths. And so we have that this evening, and super excited to work with Mr. Moses Price. And we appreciate his family's patience with us. We interrupted his family vacation a few times, and to demonstrate his dedication to wanting to become a part of the South Redford team, he flew back and forth to Florida a couple times.
Wow.
Because he had to meet with our interview panel in person. And so may that be a testament to his dedication to working with us, and we feel similarly about you. And so, Madam President, for your consideration.
We have a resolution. Do I have a board member willing to read the resolution?
Madam President,
Thank you, Mrs. Fleischer.
I'd like to move the adoption of the following resolution, please.
Is there support? Support. Movement of the resolution by Mrs. Fleischer.
Shirley.
No, it wasn't that. Movement of the resolution by Mrs. Fleischer. Support by Mrs. Early. Yes. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the resolution? I blanked out on the word support. There being none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Welcome, Mr. Price. Thank you.
I just want to say, when you speak of support, it's only been a few days and I've already felt a tremendous amount of support from the Thurston staff, Jason, Pierce. So that, to me, that's amazing. Like, it makes me feel like I'm walking into, as we've been saying, a true family. So I appreciate that so much.
Welcome. Madam President, if I could also just extend a thank you to Mr. Martin, Mr. Smith, Mr. Rudy, and Mrs. Harris that were here this evening to welcome our new hires, and certainly also wish Dr. Harmon well in her retirement. So appreciate everybody being here this evening.
Well, we're going to take about a 10-minute recess so that we get a chance to visit the new hires and say goodbye to our So it'll be about a 10-minute recess. Is that
Very
Coming back from recess is 7:20. Next item on our agenda is a comment to the audience on topics related to the agenda. Next item on the agenda is postponed applications. Chris.
Last time, Chris.
I get to do the
Last time.
I'll write new talk.
Okay, I'll give you the blank paper. She's gonna write and talk. So, what processes supported the work of the board this evening? And what opportunities do we have for improving these processes? So we're gonna start with what worked well.
Well, for me, it was the updates regarding the potential hires and just knowing we had people in line. This is already August and, you know, so anyway, that was helpful to me. Of course, Jan's organization. Yeah, she does that all day.
But you don't have to put that down. You don't have to put that down. I'll just say yes, thank you. Any other pluses to the meeting?
Basically, I just want to comment and add a plus to our team who finds these people who are such a well-balanced and fit with our, weaknesses and strengths, and which makes us a great whole as an administrative team throughout South Redford.
Any other pluses? Hi, Kyle.
Did we say James?
Yep.
Yes.
What was that one?
She said, did we say mention Jan?
Oh, yes.
I put you down twice.
Anybody else who has?
Ms. Thomas?
I just want
Ms. Thomas?
yes, I just want to say to Jason how well he does, and I have to say to Brian,
Brian trained him well.
Well, then I have to say, guess who trained Brian? Because it all starts at the top.
Sure does.
And I'll leave it at that.
Okay, any other pluses? Are we ready for opportunities for improvement? Are there any deltas or opportunities for improvement to make our meetings more effective and efficient?
No more retirements.
What was that?
That's just a comment.
Yeah, I think we are actually set for a while.
Thank the Lord.
Any other opportunities for improvement?
That's all right. I like that.
That's okay.
I like it. Next item on our agenda is to adjourn. I call this meeting over at 7:20.